Hello, Broncos country. Get ready, because I have news that's going to blow away everyone who roots for our Denver Broncos. You won't believe what happened in our backfield. A plot twist that nobody saw coming. A change that could completely transform our season. Stay tuned, because I'm going to explain every detail. What I'm about to reveal will make you rethink everything about our ground game this season. And look, Denver Broncos family, this isn't speculation, not locker room rumors. This is official. The depth chart has been released. And there's a name at the top that maybe you didn't expect. You know that the Broncos completely overhauled the running back group during the offseason, right? It was a total revolution in the backfield. The franchise made bold decisions, brought in new guys, and bet on an explosive mixture of youth and experience. Now, with the season knocking on the door, we've discovered who really earned the trust of Sean Payton and his coaching staff. And here's the bombshell. J.K. Dobbins is listed as our primary running back. That's right, Denver Broncos fans. The 25-year-old veteran who came from the Chargers has taken pole position in our backfield. And you know who's right behind him? R.J. Harvey, our second-round pick from the last draft. Let me put this whole situation in context so you understand the magnitude of what's happening. When the Broncos selected Harvey in the second round in April, everyone thought he would be our immediate starter. The guy came from UCF with a lot of hype. Impressive numbers, that profile of a modern running back that every NFL team wants to have. Explosive, versatile, with sharp field vision. But here comes the plot twist. Dobbins was on the free agent market ever since the Chargers signed Najee Harris. The guy was available until June. Can you imagine? A running back who last season ran 195 times for 905 yards and 5 touchdowns. Just waiting for an opportunity. And our franchise didn't waste that chance. Talk to me, Broncos country. Can you visualize what this means? We're talking about a guy who rose from the ashes after 3 difficult seasons in Baltimore because of injuries. Dobbins had to prove to everyone that he still had fuel in the tank, that he was no longer that constantly injured player who couldn't complete a full season, and he proved exactly that in Los Angeles. He showed he was back, that he had recovered that explosiveness and field vision that made him one of the promising prospects from the 2020 draft. Now he's here in Denver, hungry to show even more. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. What does this mean for Harvey? The rookie that everyone expected to be our immediate workhorse now has to prove he deserves snaps. And look, this isn't necessarily bad. Sometimes the pressure of being an immediate starter can be too heavy for a rookie, no matter how talented he is. Harvey has time to adapt to Sean Payton's system, learn the schemes, understand how the NFL works, and with Dobbins in front, he can observe, study, and prepare for when his opportunity comes. Because, believe me, it will come. Sean Payton isn't a coach who wastes talent. If Harvey was our second-round pick, it's because the coaching staff sees special potential in him. But football is like that. You have to earn your position based on performance, not on hype or draft position. And here comes an important reflection for all of us. Denver Broncos family. This depth chart decision shows that our organization is really committed to meritocracy. It doesn't matter if you were a second-round pick or arrived in June as a free agent. If you produce in practice, show commitment, and have the necessary performance, you'll get your chance. Dobbins made every snap count in training camp and preseason. He showed he knows the system, that he has chemistry with our quarterback Bo Nix, that he can be that reliable piece we need in the backfield. And let's be honest, after years of instability at the position, having an experienced guy leading our ground attack could be exactly what we needed. Now, let's tactically analyze what Dobbins brings to our offense. The guy is 5'9" and 209 pounds. An interesting physical profile that combines agility with endurance to handle the wear and tear of a complete season. He's not that bruising running back who's going to run over linebackers, but he has a combination of speed and vision that could fit perfectly in Payton's scheme. And speaking of Sean Payton, you know how he likes to use versatile running backs. Guys who can come out of the backfield, run routes, contribute in the passing game. Dobbins has those characteristics. Last season with the Chargers, he showed he can be useful both on runs between the tackles and on outside plays. For Harvey, this means he needs to show he can do more than just run with the ball. He needs to demonstrate he knows how to block, understands protection responsibilities, can be reliable on third down when he needs to run a route. These are the nuances that separate a college running back from an NFL professional. And here's a perspective you might not have considered. Having this healthy competition in the backfield could be the best thing that could happen for both players. Dobbins knows he has young talent breathing down his neck, so he can't relax for even a second. Harvey knows he needs to work twice as hard to earn his position. This dynamic can elevate the level of both players and, consequently, improve our ground game as a whole. And let's be honest, Broncos country, after years of watching our running game struggle, having two guys competing and elevating each other could be exactly the recipe we needed. If you're true Broncos country, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any play from this season that promises to be special. Turn on notifications because there's much more news coming, but back to the subject. There's another interesting aspect to this whole situation. Dobbins being in front doesn't necessarily mean Harvey won't have immediate opportunities. Modern football uses a lot of rotation systems, especially with running backs. We'll probably see both on the field Sunday against the Titans, and look how interesting this is. Debuting against Tennessee could be the perfect scenario for this duo to show their value. The Titans have a solid defense, but they're not those impenetrable monsters. It's a baptism by fire at the right level to see how our backfield will function in the regular season. Dobbins can start the game, establish the rhythm, show he's ready for the moment. And Harvey can come in specific situations, maybe in special packages that Sean Payton prepared, especially for him. We could see an interesting division of responsibilities right from the first game, and we can't forget the bigger context, Denver Broncos family. Our franchise has high expectations for this season after breaking that playoff drought last year. We have a young quarterback in Bo Nix who's developing, a defense that continues to be one of the best in the league, and now a backfield that could be more reliable than we've had in recent years. Dobbins brings that stability, that reliability of someone who's already proven he can produce when healthy. And Harvey represents the future, that explosive potential that could appear at any moment and change the game. It's a combination that could work very well if properly managed by the coaching staff. Talk to me, Broncos country. What do you think of this plot twist? Did you expect Dobbins to take the lead right away? Or did you think Harvey would be our starter from the first snap? The truth is that this decision shows Sean Payton and his coaching staff are really evaluating performance, not reputation. Dobbins earned this position on merit, showing in practice and preseason that he was ready to take on this responsibility. And think about this. Having an experienced veteran leading the backfield could be crucial for Bo Nix's development too. Experienced running backs are like a safety valve for young quarterbacks. When the pressure mounts, when the play breaks down, having someone reliable in the backfield makes all the difference. Dobbins has played with developing quarterbacks before. He knows how to be that safe option, that reliable check down that can turn a bad play into something positive. This could be crucial for our QB's growth. But let's not forget that Harvey continues to be an important piece in our offensive puzzle. He can be used in specific packages, third down situations, maybe even in special formations that exploit his versatility. Sean Payton is known for being creative with his playbooks, and having two different styles of running back only expands his options. We also have to consider the durability factor. Dobbins comes from 3 difficult seasons with injuries in Baltimore. Even having stayed healthy last year, it's prudent not to overload him right from the start. Having Harvey as a reliable option means we can better manage our starters' workload. And here's a thought for you. This could be the depth our backfield has been missing for years. How many seasons did we spend depending on a single running back, hoping he wouldn't get hurt because option 2 was very limited? Now, we have 2 real options, 2 guys who can contribute in different ways. Dobbins with his experience, game vision, and system knowledge. Harvey with his explosiveness, natural talent, and development potential. It's a duo that could complement each other very well throughout the season. And we can't ignore the timing of this news. With few days until the first game, this definition brings clarity to everyone. The players know exactly what their role is. The coaching staff can adjust game plans appropriately, and we Broncos country know what to expect on Sunday. This transparency is important. There's no more mystery, no more speculation. Dobbins is our number 1 guy. Harvey is number 2. And both will have chances to show their value depending on the game situation. So, Denver Broncos family, are you ready to see this duo in action? Are you confident we made the right choices in the backfield? Or do you still have doubts about this decision? One thing is certain. Sunday against the Titans will be our first real test. We'll see how this hierarchy works in practice, how both perform in game situations, and if we really have the backfield depth we so desperately needed. The important thing is that our organization is no longer improvising at the position. We have options, we have a plan, and we have talented players to execute that plan. Now we just need to hope everything fits together on the field the way it was designed, on paper. So, Broncos country, what would you do if you were Sean Payton? Would you start with Dobbins anyway, or give Harvey a chance to show his value right away? Leave your opinions in the comments, like if you're excited about our backfield. Share with friends who are also part of the Denver Broncos family. And until the next video with more hot news about our team. And as always, go Broncos!